through the first 200 or so.
So, 4 heats of the men's 3,000 metres coming up. This is the longest event that we have at BUCS Indoors, and we'll have the women's heats to come afterwards, of course. So 3 heats for the women, 4 for the men. This is the first. Let's take you through the lineup. Tom Wood of Oxford here, William Douglas of Exeter, Mark Bostock of Leeds Beckett, Dylan Gillett of Warwick, Michael Ward of Birmingham, who's just in 3rd place at the moment, Otto Copping of Oxford Brooks, Alex Rowe of Bath, Lucas Sutherland of Northumbria, Alistair Levers of Coventry, Will Harling of Surrey, Timothy Hartley of Manchester Met. So he's just off the back there at the moment, all huddled together like a conga line, but no hands on shoulders. So men's 3,000, 200 metres track, and that of course means there are 15 laps. We have 13 to go, and Tom Wood is our leader for Oxford. Dylan Gillett in 2nd place, Michael Ward in 3rd. So Michael Ward, he was at 4th here at the last championships that were held here. Ranked 2nd on... I was going to say on paper, but actually he does have the fastest time. Only caveat to that is that Joshua Lay, the European under 20 1500 metre medalist, has not done a 3,000 metres in many years, so it might be slightly skewed. It'd be really interesting to see how they feature. Joshua Lay will come up for Loughborough in a few moments' time. We focus on this race for the moment, though. So we've got Gillet of Warwick now from Ward of Birmingham. So 11 laps to go, 2:20 now into the race. So of course they've completed 4 laps, and that's the 800 metre split, 2:20. So Michael Ward, yes, the only one of the competitors who's ever gone sub 8 minutes. 7:57.22 from 3 years ago. Birmingham have a decent contingent once again, just like they did in the 800. Ethan O'Shea we should see also, BUCS Cross winner. So Gillette of Warwick out front. 2:55.5 the opening kilometre then. So now into the second kilometre. So men's 3,000 metre heats. You're watching live coverage of the BUCS Indoor Athletics Championships. So now change of lead with Mark Bostock coming to the front. Bostock, Northern Indoor Champion, a new lifetime best of 8:28.37. Well, if you're joining us for the first time at these championships, Live coverage of all 3 days of action. Head to the BUCS website, you can find the timetable there. Also on the Roster Athletics app, results are coming through there. And keep up to date with the start list and the schedule. And comment on the chat for a shout out as well. So Mark Bostock leading the way for Leeds Beckett from Michael Ward. Jack Johnson saying the athlete dentist. Now, is that Mike Ward? It might well be, because Jack Johnson, I think, has been supporting BUCS throughout. I myself, of course, Birmingham alumni myself. Back in the glory days, the likes of Johnny Hay and Johnny Davis. Michael Ward has been around a couple of years himself. As I said, he was 4th in 2020 at these championships. The title then was won by Osama Meslek. Mark Pierce, he's really improved in the steeplechase, and Jake Smith, of course, who seems to do every distance, was the bronze medalist on that occasion. There's a little throwback, but still as you were. Bostock and then Ward, 5:43.75. 5 laps to go, so here we go, final kilometre. So faster pace through that second kilometre. Now really starting to pull away. 4 laps to go. Bostock looking strong. Ward very happy to sit on the shoulder. William Douglas of Exeter in third, by the way, just outshot. And he's starting to pull away from Alex Rowe-Bath, who's in 4th. As well as Dylan Gillett, our early leader, who's now back in 5th. A reminder that it's the top 2 going through automatically. So 3 laps to go now. Bostock and Ward with a change in 3rd place. Gillett now back in 3rd from Alex Rowe in 4th. Moving away from the Exeter man Douglas, as you can see there, in the wide shot. See, the 3rd runner on your screen is actually a lap down. So Bostock and Ward, just having a look round, was Ward. We'll see how big the gap is. So they know they've done enough now. 1 lap to go, 7:55 on the clock.
7:55.6 there.
So Gillett in 3rd place, just goes past the bell now in 8:08, so he's 13 seconds back. Hoping to make it as one of 4 non-automatic qualifiers. So very comfortable. Ward comes through in the end, 8:32.99. So Gillett comes through in 8:30. Sorry, I was looking at the time, but Gillett comes through in 3rd place. The Warwick man who led the race in the early stages. Hartley has 1 lap to go, Manchester Met man. Otto Copping of Oxford Brookes finishing. Douglas of Exeter faded a little in the final stages. Lucas Sutherland of Northumbria. And Hartley of Manchester Met coming through now. And the crowd applaud him.
And just a reminder to all the team captains and team managers, relay declaration is 20 minutes to get.
I can tell you, by the way, the men's semi-final results. We saw Saddam Kumi, Dominic Walton, Dan Howes qualify, and Ted Chamberlain, Tyler Billiard and David Locke showing up as non-automatic qualifiers. Yeah, that's right, because just the 3 winners qualified automatically. I've seen that there are chat messages on the Roster Athletics app as well. If you haven't downloaded that, do that already. Kate says, good luck Exeter, watching my daughter in the long jump. Sophia Martin, the vice captain, who is from Tupper Lake, New York. Another Kate says, good luck Jack Higgins, running in the 400 metres, watching at home down in Southampton. Let's crack on then with this next 3,000 metre event. In it we have Robin Reagan of Bath, Ethan O'Shea of Birmingham, Jeremy Dempsey of Cambridge, Joe Pollard St Mary's, Charlie Roberts Leeds Beckett, Grant Cummings Derby, Tyler Dow University of the West of Scotland, Ben Miles of Cardiff, Joshua Lay of Loughborough, Alicia De Mello of Sheffield and Hugo Hewitt of Exeter. So Joshua Lay then, I make it that this is his first 3,000 metres since 2014. In that time he's made 30 seconds improvement over 1,500 metres, so very much unrepresentative is his lifetime best, which hasn't broken the 9-minute barrier. Now he was of course the outdoor champion, the 1,500 in 2019 at BUCS, and also got a bronze medal in that same year, the European Under-20s in Borås in Sweden. He was leading that race and just overtaken down the home straight, but to be third in Europe, hugely impressive. And he's an athlete who's really kicked on and developed well over the last few years. Early leader there is Charlie Roberts of Leeds Beckett, formerly Leeds Met. And you've got a Cambridge athlete in second place at this point. That's Jeremy Dempsey. So Dempsey 8:02.97 at best. So one of those athletes who's really knocking on the door of going sub-8. We said earlier that Michael Ward was the only man to do it in the field. Jeremy Dempsey has had a really good English schools career with a full set of medals. And he was also 6th outdoor in 2019, so the last BUCS Outdoor Championships that were held in Bedford. St Mary's Joe Pollard in a decent position in just about 5th place at this point. Ethan O'Shea of Birmingham, fantastic win at BUCS Cross, 8:26.65. So just as a reference point, one sub-8 runner across all of these heats, and then Ethan O'Shea, the Birmingham teammate of Ward, who is that 7:57 runner, is still thereabouts in the top 8 in terms of personal bests. And sometimes athletes don't have too many opportunities to run a 3,000 metres, particularly indoors, don't forget. So times may not be fully representative, but also longer of the, say this is the longest of the middle distance runs, if that's fair, and can be a bigger chunk between the times anyway. So might as well be holding hands there. Dempsey and Roberts. And then O'Shea behind. So 2:57.9 after the kilometre. So I made it was 2:55.5 in the first race. They came through the second kilometre at 5:43, having sped up a little. So we'll keep a watch out for that. They went 7 seconds faster from 1 to 2. So also in this one, Ben Miles, a little further behind. Welsh Junior, 815 metre medalist last year, 8:28.93 at best. His fastest time has actually come indoors, which certainly isn't uncommon over 3,000. So 8 laps to go, and pretty much deja vu. Got 7 athletes here on your screen. Just one drifting off the back there. That's Hugo Hewitt of Exeter. So let's go O'Shea, says Michael Stevens. That's Ethan O'Shea. He's in 5th spot at the moment. 7 laps to go. Devin Coombs says, come on Hugo. So that's Hugo Hewitt of Exeter in this. Go on Jezza, says Christian Imroth, the GB Junior steeplechaser. So go on Jezza, that would presumably be Dempsey, Jeremy Dempsey. And quite a few people getting behind Hugo Hewitt. Isaac Bate is watching as well, so is Thomas Crockett. So 6 laps to go, and Dempsey now lifting the pace. You see 2 athletes going with him. Joe Pollard, St Mary's is one of those. So it's Joshua Lay of Loughborough in 2nd place. How many times does we see an athlete calm on the shoulder and then the killer instinct right at the end to come through? Oliver Carville also still watching, and a lot of Birmingham support, isn't there? Luke Gunn was saying it might be the biggest contingent they've ever brought to the BUCS indoors. I think Oliver sent a message on there saying he was feeling unwell. I know that his dad is a doctor, so if that's the case, in the best hands. So 4 laps to go, 6:18 on the clock. Dempsey, Lay and Pollard. You can see 4th place, Ben Miles is there. Charlie Roberts has drifted back though. He's in 5th. And then it's our Birmingham man O'Shea. And it's a Bath vest of Robin Reagan. No relation perhaps to the former American president. Barnaby Dobbs says, come on Ben Miles, try to close that gap. Well, it's a tough ask, but he's doing it all on his own at the moment. Of course, by being in 4th, still gives him a decent chance of going through. So let me remind you that 8:32.9 was the time of the previous heat. They came through with 1 lap to go, 7:55 on the clock. So we're going to be fairly close to that. Lay takes the lead, Dempsey being pushed back into third. It's going to be a bit slower this time. So 8:41 was the time of the third place athlete, by the way. Dylan Gillett, Tom Wood and Alex Rowe are among those waiting. Dempsey now well back. So Lay through in 8:27, through from Ethan O'Shea. Dempsey's got to be definitely quicker than 8:41 from Gillett at the first heat. So at the moment that's really good for him. Ben Miles will have to wait and see. O'Shea comes through, possibly a bit too far back. And Roberts and Reagan finishing. So heat that was 5 seconds faster than the other. Tyler Dow, University of West of Scotland, I make that, UWS, if I'm not mistaken. Hugo Hewitt of Exeter comes through now. So Tyler Dow there has just finished, and that concludes this second heat. 2 more heats to go.
Just another reminder, relay declarations need to do.
There's some information on your screen. It's the lineup for heat number 3 of the men's 3,000 metres. That means 15 laps of the track. So here we go. Alfie Manthorp of Sheffield, Stephen Darby of Bristol, Sam Tyers of Cardiff, Oxford's Tom Renshaw, Nathan Hilditch, Callum Upton of Aston, Queen Belfast, Cather Purvis, Matt Dwerryhouse of Liverpool, John Moores, Luca Minali of Northumbria, Alex Durant of Hallam, Lloyd Shepherd of Cardiff Met. Occasionally there's a pause in flow of reading out the names as I figure out how should I pronounce this name, and if pronunciation is incorrect, just let me know on the chat. So let's go. Luca, says Christian Salvatierra. So supporting the Northumbria man, NBR, Luca Minale. So looks like we have a Cardiff vest in the lead early on, so that's got to be Sam Tyers. Indeed it is. It's actually Cardiff from Cardiff Met. It's an intercity micro-varsity battle. Shepherd in second place, and Alfie Manthorp of Sheffield then giving this the host city a shout out there. So Alfie Manthorp, lifetime best this year of 8:07.33. The reigning England under-23 steeplechase champion. Northern silver medalist as well. So we've already seen a number of medal contenders: Joshua Lay, Mike Ward, Jeremy Dempsey and Alfie Manthorp. Now we get our first look at him. So, by the way, no field action at the moment, but in around 20 minutes time we will have some to bring you. We've got a men's pole vault final, of course, so we'll definitely be keeping across that, particularly in the latter stages as that really heats up towards the higher heights. And then it's qualification for the women's high jump happening at opposite ends of the stadium at the same time. So the pole vault is a final, so we'll try and bring you as much of that as we can, particularly, and some high jump in the mix as well. Let's go Sam Tyus, Southampton boy, says Barnaby Dodds, and Reese Reed also watching on. So a lot of fans here.
250.5 for the opening kilometer.
So 250.5 for the opening kilometre. That's the fastest that we've had so far. But we still have a group of 7 athletes. So 9 laps to go. And once again, 2 athletes pretty much sharing the lead. It's the same 2 that we mentioned a moment ago. So Tyus and Shepherd and Manthorp. Top 2 automatically through. Alex Durant of Sheffield Hallam, 4th place for him at the moment. So Lloyd Shepherd is one of those who is around the mid 8-minute mark. 8:30 his best. Cardiff Met student. Alfie Manthorp is new lifetime best, 23 seconds faster than that. Unbelievably, still 7 athletes and in this leading group. Sam Tyus, recent lifetime best on the road, 10k, 29:57 in Beachley. 8:43.60 over this distance he ran last year. In fact, only one track race last year, where that was a bit of an injury hit year, potentially, maybe COVID as well. Coming back right at the end of last year and, well, doing, what was it, a Christmas Classic race, which ended up being a PB. So, yeah, brilliant stuff. 19th of December. You don't normally get much track action in December. So 5:43 I caught there as they came through. That is identical with the first heat. Fraction faster. So Lloyd Shepherd is the man dropping back a little bit here. Sam Tyus still out front. Manthorp in second. Minali now making a move. but we're only just starting to break up this big group. Top 2 going through automatically, and 4 time qualifying spots available for that final. I can tell you that at the moment, all of the time qualifying spots are coming from the second heat. Jeremy Dempsey, Ben Miles, Ethan O'Shea, 8:29, 8:33, 8:39. This heat more on the pace of the first one. Let's see how quickly they can go in this final kilometre. They need to push on, really. Joshua Lay was quick through the last couple of laps. 2 to go. Tyson Manthorp out front. Stephen Denby is the other in this leading group. So 7 has gone down to 5. Sam Tyers of Cardiff, Alfie Manthorp of Sheffield in the red and then black respectively. Durant of Hallam in the maroon in 3rd. Northumbria's Minali. And then Stephen Denby in 5th place. Going to hit the bell now, and it's the slowest of all at the bell. The other 2 were both sub-8s. So now they really need to push on, particularly those outside of the top 2. Manthorp, as we expected, is going to pull away, and Durant is going to follow him. Sam Tyers trying to come back. He saved a little for this last 100, but it's going to be outside of the top 2 here. Alfie Manthorp from Durant, Tyers, Minali, Denby. 8:31.61. So that's actually slower than Jeremy Dempsey was in finishing 3rd in the previous heat. So that means, as it stands, still Jeremy Dempsey, Ben Miles and Ethan O'Shea would go through with 1 more heat to go. So it's the top 2 going through automatically from each of the 4 heats, and then 4 time qualifiers. So I repeat that at the moment, those time qualifiers are looking like they're going to come from the Jeremy Dempsey heat. Dempsey 8:29, Miles 8:33, O'Shea 8:39. Just looking at the 4th one, that could be interesting. No, I still think that it's from that heat. Back in 6th was Leeds Beckett's Charlie Roberts. Yeah, with 8:40.89. Yeah, so then it comes down to where 3rd place was in this one, Sam Tyers. Sam Tyers was a few seconds slower than 8:31. So, well, Ethan O'Shea and Roberts of Leeds Beckett will really be sweating on that. Okay, next lot of athletes are coming out just out of shot. Just looking along this lineup, it shows that Henry McLuckie isn't featuring, and he was one of the faster athletes in this, so yeah, chance for someone else. We've seen Lay, Ward, Dempsey and Manthorp now. In this next one is Daniel Mulryan of Imperial. 2015 was his first BUCS. He's got a lifetime best of 8:17.38 and was 9th in 2019 outdoors. We also have Cameron Allen, 8:07 at best. This is his first 3,000 of the year. Allen was a silver medalist at the England Senior Championships over 1500. He was in the top 10 in BUCS cross country. He was second to James Young at those England Senior Championships. Many athletes much missed from these championships. I'd include James Young in that category. A very courageous, gutsy front runner. So, full lineup then. Edward Buck of York, Benedict West Henry of Bristol, St Mary's Cameron Allen, blue and white stripes, Nottingham's James Walker, Thomas Gostelow Cardiff Met, Joshua Bentley of Leeds, Julian Slater of Loughborough, Joe Roberts of Liverpool, Daniel Mulryan of Imperial. Once again fighting for top 2 automatic qualifying places and 4 time qualifying spots available.
Julian Slater, Loughborough, Joe Roberts, Liverpool, and Daniel Mulryan, Imperial College. Those are your 9 athletes contesting this 4th and final.
So let's take a look now with the knowledge of the results that have come through for the first 3 heats. Jeremy Dempsey is still looking like the fastest time qualifier. Then Sam Tyus on 8:31, Luca Minali on 8:32, and Miles on 8:33. By the information that I've got, I reckon those are set to be the time qualifiers with 1 more heat to go. To grab one of those 4 spots. Dempsey, the only managed sub 8:30, so he's at the front of the queue at the moment, the proverbial hot seat. So, looking at this race, and we've got Gostelow, looks like, of Cardiff Met out front. Keep an eye out for the split times as well, generally being around 2:55, 2:57 through the opening K. That'll come up in just over a lap's time. Daniel Mulryan, something of a BUCS veteran, if I can say that. Around 2015, finalist outdoors 2019. So he's leading Gostelow at this point. Gostelow, another for whom this is the first track race of the year. He was at the BUCS Cross Country Championships, top 60 there. And 8:32.86 is his best. 2:52.8 for the opening kilometre. Watching live coverage of the BUCS Indoor Athletics Championships from the English Institute of Sport in Sheffield here. Caroline Buckley says, go Josh. So we've got Joshua Bentley in this of Leeds University. Might be the correct Josh there. Still Imperial's Daniel Mulryan leading. Well, last time we had a group of 7 that couldn't be separated for a long time, and here it's a group of just the 6. Nottingham's James Walker has slipped off the back of it, so let's have a look here. We've got Allen with Mulryan here, and Slater is in 3rd place. Gostelow is still in with a shout, but he's down to 5th.
As they went last night, the last lap, it was Daniel Ryan, who led from Cameron Allen, from Julian Slater, Loughborough.
I think that might be the York vest of Edward Buck, who is 6 out of 6 in this. 7 laps to go, so 4.5 minutes into this race.
White vest, black knee-length shorts in 4th place.
The Bristol man Benedict West Henry is in 5th now. So when they come through next time around, we'll get an idea of the second kilometre split.
The leading quartet, Ryan, Allen, Slater, and James Walker, Nottingham.
So, seen a couple of heats around the 5:43 mark through 2K. Benedict West Henry now fighting to stay with those in front of him. Lifetime best of 8:24.35. This is his first competition of the year, according to Power 10 database.
43.4 at 2 kilometre mark.
So Mulryan still leading and looking like he's just having a bit of a breather down the back straight. You can tell he looks really relaxed. And I wonder whether he wants to save something for the last stage of the race. Put in a lot of hard work out front. A bit more experience than some of the other athletes. Cameron Allen second. And then it's the Loughborough man Julian Slater third.
Tom
Costello, he's in 4th place. Our friend from York, Edward Buck, is now also slipping off the back. Let's go Cam, says Turtle heading to victory on the chat, so that'll be Cameron Allen. Well, at the moment he's in one of the top 2 automatic promotion places to advance through. And by the way, I can tell you that the final will take place tomorrow at 5 minutes to 3. So exactly 24 hours time pretty much. They will be out here racing. But who? Who will make it? Cameron Allen, Daniel Mulryan, Julian Slater. 3's a crowd, guys. So 7:27 coming through there, 2 laps to go. Looking ideally for a sort of 7:55 or faster. But the key thing is to try and lift the pace, get all 3 through. So 8:33 looks to be enough at the moment. And it's Mulryan who's getting a little run out of it. So it's just everything that he can give on this last lap. We saw that he was saving a little bit, potentially. Cameron Allen and Julian Slater, St Mary's and Loughborough. It'll be nice to get some Imperial representation along with the big powerhouses. St Mary's and Loughborough qualify. So just a touch slower than 8:30.48. Wow, it's going to be close because 8:33 is what's needed at the moment. So Jeremy Dempsey is definitely through. And I'm quite certain that Sam Tyus would be through. And so it's just really whether Mulryan makes it or whether Ben Miles is pushed out, I think.
And we have 3 heats of qualification. The first 3 qualify automatically, and they'll be joined by the 3 fastest non-automatic qualifiers. And after that race, we will have the
So this is Joe Roberts of Liverpool. Just between them we saw finishing Josh Betley of Leeds. And so that concludes the men's 3,000 heats as we await that result to come up on the Roster Athletics app. Some results coming through really fast. So the women are out for their 3,000 heats, and there'll be 3 of these. So it's come up the time for Daniel Mulryan, 8:31.94. Looks to me like that's good enough, and it pushes Miles out. Of course, awaiting those full confirmed results, but it looks like it's all come through. It's about time we moved on to the women's 3,000 metre heats, and this is the lineup for heat number 1.
Very good ball. After the backs last matching, Ian Wood, Pardon Connect, Alex Nation, Bath, University of Western Scotland, represented by Helena Parado Brook, and the lineup completed by Julia Downs Sheffield.
So hoping to see Abby Donnelly of Loughborough in this, and yep, she's there. 9:18 at best, and well, I'll make it that no one else is sub 9:20, so that stands her really good stead, and some really good performances by her over 5,000 metres last year. She was twice at second at British Milers Club Grand Prix. Also in this, Bronwen Stratton Thomas of Exeter, Julia Lace of King's College London, Pippa Carcass of Leeds. Don't forget how good their middle distance performances have been. Louise Gilbert in particular, we saw earlier in 800 metres, Eleanor Robinson, to name a couple. Abby Donnelly, already mentioned, Imogen Wood of Cardiff Met, Alexa Meshen of Bath, Jimena Andrade Hoff of University of the West of Scotland, Juliet Downs of Sheffield, and Sarah DeFore Jackson of Derby. Not too far to make the trip over from the East Midlands. So Donnelly very happy to lead out the first of these 15 laps here. Let's keep a good eye on 1K, 2K split times. Let me tell you the qualifying conditions as well. So it's 3 plus 3. That means the trio that cross the line will all make it through automatically, and then 3 time qualifying spots available after that across all of the 3 heats. So lots of threes, lots of symmetry. Imogen Wood has now taken over the lead from Abby Donnelly, with Alexa Meshem of Bath in third, and then Juliet Downs of Sheffield in fourth. And it looks like Pippa Carcass of Leeds completes that leading group early on here. You're watching live coverage of the BUCS Athletics Indoor Championships from Sheffield. So glad to be back after 2 years away. So, Imogen Wood, she was 13th at the BUCS Cross Country Championships. Lifetime best of 9:46.82.
Schools under 19 cross country champion in 2020.
So Imogen Wood still leads from Donnelly. Wood's another one of those athletes for whom the last full season of athletics was in 2019. She has a decent cross-country pedigree. Just before the start of the pandemic, she was second at the Inter-County Cross-Country Championships in Loughborough. Cornwall athlete as well, and so often see that athletes from Cornwall have a big following. It's something to do, and it kind of correlates with, if you look at local radio and television listening figures, there's a really strong reach and identity in Cornwall. It's similar in other parts of the country. Cumbria is another one, Shropshire is another, where there's a really good kind of interest in local identity. And I saw that by when an article that published about Grace Brock, another Cornwall athlete who's also decent over these sorts of distances. It got way more readership than someone of senior international medal calibre, and just thought it was really interesting. And yeah, the same when I've seen social media posts about Sam Brereton, who kind of grew up in the Newquay Park Club, the high jumper. So Imogen Wood leads the way from Abby Donnelly, with the Bath athlete Alexa Mesham in third place. So lots of people saying go Pippa, Joseph Hudd, Jim Bailey. Joseph Hudd, go Leeds. And also watching Julie is Peggy Ahrens. That must be Juliet Downs of Sheffield.
So into the second kilometre, very comfortable there in second place. Second at the recent BUCS Cross Country Championships. In GB, under 20 and 23 and senior cross country international. Twice it's in.
So Alexa Mesham, by the way, a lifetime best of 9:50. She's the athlete in third place. 19-year-old South African. These three athletes then really making a bit of a breakaway. 6.5 laps to go. Wood of Cardiff Met, Donnelly of Loughborough, Mesham of Bath. I'll remind you again, it's the top three going through automatically. So have we already got our top three sorted? Maybe a little bit early to say that. I think so. We'll take something special though. So hashtag BUCS Nationals to be part of this event on social media, by the way. Lots of great content on there. lot of support coming in for Hannah Breyer for her victory last night in the 60 metres, a time that she won in 2017 and 2018. And that's the thing really with this kind of students being hot on social media. It means that they're all over posting results and photos and videos, and it's brilliant to see, and it's what it should be really. Getting results out there, feeding information, making it lively with graphics and content. And if you haven't already, download the Roster Athletics app to keep across results. And yeah, it came through really quickly for the men's 3000. So the men's pole vault final is just kicking off now. Looks like we're starting at 4 metres. So we will keep you across that, particularly once we get to the higher heights. Wood, Donnelly and Mesham. I think we can say now they are going to be the top 3 qualifying. Let's have a look and see when the final is. So that's going to take place tomorrow at 20 to 3, just before the men's final. And in fact, it'll be the first final of the day, which will kick off a succession of them. What's that? 12 finals, including relays on the field, and then another 10. Sorry, on the track, and then another 10 on the field. Now, no real change out front. Women's high jump qualification is getting underway, bar at 1:55. Seen some really big amounts of athletes in some of the jumps. I suppose there are fewer field events indoors, aren't there? So more likely to be more compact, particularly among the multi-eventers. Maybe can't do the usual throw, go for something else. Plenty of multis going across hurdles and long jump and other events. So these athletes all set to go through to that final tomorrow. Imogen Wood, Abby Donnelly and Alexa Mesham. The time kind of irrelevant in a sense. We'll have a look at the time of the 4th place athlete. 10:08 the clock stops at in the end. So the 4th place athlete is Pippa Carcass. And coming through 5th now is Juliet Downs. Julia Lace of King's College. She's got one more lap to go. Bowen Stratton Thomas finishes, and then Hoth of University of the West of Scotland. So Julia Lace going through there. So Finley Bridge asking when's the high jump. So high jump just kicked off a few moments ago. Qualification, they're warming up and they're getting going. And we're just in the very early stages with the bar at 160 in one pool and 155 still in the other. The pole vault, we are up to 4 metres and 10. So Julia Lace finishing for King's College London with applause here in the first heat of the women's 3000. So, Oliver Herring of Loughborough we're looking at. He's just gone over 4:10. And next to go will be 2:82. That is Karen Kapoor-Walton of Manchester.
Brook University of Ross. We'll take you through the remaining athletes and go through the opening 200 or so.
So we're going to see if the Manchester athlete's going to go. Well, looks like he's just waiting for the start, perhaps, of the 3,000. So we'll go back over to the 3,000 metres. So Evie Collier of Edge Hill, Samantha Mason of Leeds, Grace Malloy of Oxford, Natalie Bretherton of Bristol, Saskia Millard of Birmingham, Bethany Wallace of Exeter, Holly Moss of York and Darcy Bass of St Mary's, and Sophie Cowper of Anglia Ruskin. So this is another really strong heat, in fact. And just looking along here, Saskia Millard then, 9:20.28 at best. She was 6th at BUCS cross country, that being, and also someone who has represented Great Britain at the European cross country in 2019. She was 11th, second finisher home behind Izzy Fry in the under-20 race. And on the track then, European under-20 3,000 metre 5th placer. And so that's a kind of a decent mark. Now, I seem to remember that in the qualification for that, she had a fall, got back up and finished the race. Which is a kind of testament to her spirit. Also in this, we have Cowper, Sophie Cowper of Anglia Ruskin, 9:29.71 at best. One more heat to come after this, which will feature Millard's Birmingham teammate Maisie Grice. Grice, who you may remember, got a call-up for Great Britain's senior team at the European Team Championships Super League. Great opportunity for her. Lauren Cooper is also to come, and she is one of those athletes who is very much inside 10 minutes. 9:38. Kirsty Walker of Loughborough, definitely a medal contender. In this, though, Millard's certainly the standout athlete. At this kind of BUCS level, breaking 10 minutes is the mark of a great athlete, and at international level, you want to break 9 minutes.
Leeds University Sam Mason, the World Champion.
So yeah, typically, let's say at European Team Championships level, all the athletes would usually have broken 9 minutes, most of them. So as a result, Saskia Millard's 9:20, really strong this kind of field. Abby Donnelly's 9:18. So, group of 4 athletes then. Saskia Millard just in second place, and you've got Samantha Mason of Leeds involved. And it's Grace Malloy of Oxford, our leader, though. So Grace Malloy of Oxford, Saskia Millard of Birmingham, Samantha Mason of Leeds, and Natalie Bretherton of Bristol in this. Hashtag BUCS Nationals on social media. Brunel saying their sports scholar Jodie Smith wins the first of what they think will be many BUCS medals. Already a British senior medal to her name, of course. In the high jump where she won a silver. Very promising young heptathlete who maybe will get a Commonwealth Games opportunity this year. Birmingham talking about Mike Ward's result going through to the 3,000 metre final, solid 8:32.96. Well, Ethan O'Shea is out. Of course, we've also got all of the other sports going on as part of this, including badminton just down the hallway, and also the climbing, swimming at Ponds Forge. So they'll come through now with 5 laps and 1 kilometre to go. Firing the pole vault now to 4:20, 1:60 in the high jump. So 3 automatic qualifiers and then 3 non-automatics beyond that. So sub 6:40 there with 1 kilometre, 5 laps remaining. Saskia Millard uses that as a trigger to push on. Samantha Mason now into second, and this group is starting to break up.
Very good to see her back running like this. Because progress since 2015 really has been interrupted by injury and also by illness.
So we'll bring you up to date with the field events once this heat is done. By the way, Saskia Millard then from Samantha Mason. It looks like these two are definitely going to qualify.
the World University Cross Country Championships.
So 3 laps to go, 7:51 on the clock there. Millard from Mason.
Congratulations to her.
That gap opening up all the time to Malloy and Bretherton, who you can just see at the bottom right of your screen. So one of them is going to miss out between Natalie Bretherton and Grace Malloy, so we'll keep an eye on them in 3rd and 4th as well. Going to come through with 2 laps to go now.
Leeds Mason had a very, very good run today. Sam Mason just withdrawn under 20 title here. 2020.
So they're about 8 seconds behind, by the way, and still neck and neck. Bretherton and Malloy.
That's it, Millard pressing on at the front now.
Saskia Millard hits the bell, 9:10 on the clock. Not having to work too hard now. Well, Bretherton hits the bell now, and she's just taken over 3rd place, 9:21 at the bell. So, whole of the back straight separating back to these two then. Bar on the pole vault still 4:20, high jump 1:63. Bretherton of Bristol, looks like she's sewn that position up. Millard of Birmingham will qualify. Mason of Leeds. And Bretherton. She takes the 3rd automatic spot, so really crucial there. And Malloy in 4th. So Bar in the pole vault now going up to 4:30, and we will cut straight to there in a moment's time. So Darcy Bass of St Mary's. So here comes the St Mary's athlete, and then that is Sophie Cowper of Anglia Ruskin. So 2 to come through now. Let's have a look. Bethany Wallace of Exeter, and then Evie Collier of Edge Hill. So, as I was saying, so 4:30 the bar is at in the men's pole vault final. It started at 4 meters. So, yes, interesting lineup for this one. Daniel and Andrew McFarlane involved. Matthew Chandler of Strathclyde. So 8:80, that's Andrew McFarlane at 4:30, that's his first attempt. Bringing the bar down there, McFarlane. So this is the pole vault final. This is where the medals will be decided. And high jump also ongoing. So all the action here. So I can tell you that Cambridge's Leonie Brunning has just brought the bar down, first attempt at 1:63 m. We'll see if we can get this next jump in. So 7:98 is the next athlete to go. You can see the Birmingham vest, Lily Holtz. So Lily Holt waiting for her moment then in this high jump. Lily Holt in the red of Birmingham. So here goes Lily Holt then. 163 first attempt brings it down. And so she'll have 2 more goes. So these are the athletes waiting for the 3rd heat of the Women's 3000. So here we go with Hermione Jewell of Nottingham, Loughborough's Kirsty Walker, Jasmine Cooper of Cardiff Met, Maisie Grice of Birmingham, Naomi Kingston then of Sheffield, Imogen King of St Mary's, Lauren Cooper Cardiff, Zara Surgener of Northumbria. Right, well, this is a really decent field then. Kirsty Walker of Loughborough, one of their gold medal hopes. Plenty of those for Loughborough. And of course she'll be up against teammate Avi Donnelly, and that could be a really good battle with the Birmingham athletes. So Walker with a lifetime best of 9:36.54. This is her first track race of the year. She was 11th 2 years ago. So Kirsty Walker wearing 1165 has taken an early lead, and Maisie Grice right on her shoulder.
So the early leader, kilometer, which is the Loughborough student, Kirsty Walker, she's already seen Loughborough's Avi Donnelly qualify.
So Maisie Grice
Kirsty Walker, the winner.
then with a lifetime best of 10:09.
Avi Donnelly with the silver medalist.
She was part of the Manchester Indoor Tour event, took part in the 1500 metres, finished 7th. Top 15 at the BUCS Cross. She was 9th 2 years ago. 5th outdoors in the steeplechase, 2019. So bring you picture in picture some pole vault action, hopefully, that you can see now. Second attempts at 4:30.
Maisie Grice of Birmingham in the red and gold in second place. Maisie Jewell International competed at the European Team Championship over 3,000 metres steeplechase, where she is the reigning England champion. Looking back to compare a 10 record.
So that was one of the Loughborough athletes there that we saw, and then this is Manchester's Karen Capel-Walton.
Coming up to the kilometer mark. 3:16.76. In third place, currently is the St Mary's student, Imogen King.
So nice clearance there from Capel-Walton of Manchester.
Lauren Hooper, the Cardiff University athlete in the race, she is in 4th place. Another steeplechase athlete.
So, a leading group of 5 as they're about to come through with 8 laps to go. Kirsty Walker of Loughborough still leading the way, lifetime best of 9:36.54. And Maisie Grice remains right on her shoulder. So Grice then, I mentioned she was part of the Great Britain senior team for the European Team Championships, the Super League in Hortso in Poland. She finished 7th in the steeplechase. And she got that position as a result of other athletes wanting to perhaps look towards the Olympic Games, and so often a really good opportunity to get an international appearance. And yeah, Rosie Clark of course retired last year and looking to give a young steeplechaser a go, and she had improved her lifetime best to just outside 10 minutes, and that's the sort of time that you want to break in order to be considered for international selection, and then to be a world-class athlete you're looking at sub 9:30, and if you're exceptionally good, maybe sub 9:15.
So it's still Kirsty Walker who leads. PB last week 9:36.54. And Kirsty, like Saskia Millard, who we saw in the previous heat.
So Kirsty Walker from Saskia Millard. So Saskia Millard selected for the World University Cross Country Championships in the individual women's event, just like Maisie Grice, who's in this, and Sabrina Sina, their Birmingham teammates. Lauren Cowper, by the way, in 3rd place, coming through 2K mark, 6:35.7. So results available on the roster athletics app. Walker from Grice, from Cowper, top 3 going through automatically, then 3-time qualifying spots. So just to bring you up to date, the bar in the pole vault's at 4:40, and there's just looks like a pause for the moment in women's high jump qualification. So no action there at this moment. So let's bring you some pole vault while there's not too much change on the track, and this is at Karen Capel-Walton. So not able to execute that jump. Hope he's all right there. Looks to be. So that was his first attempt at 4:40.
So the opening height being this men's pole vault. Started at 4 metres, we're now at 4:40.
As I say, we started at 4 metres, now at 4:40. So those 2 events are the events going on. We've got the 3,000 metres on the track, and then the pole vault we have in the field. So now the group of 3, those 3 that we mentioned, Walker, Grice and Cowper, or Cooper, sorry, getting confused there between Sophie Cowper and Lauren Cooper. And there's also a Jasmine Cooper in this heat as well, and she is in 5th place. So is it a case that we've already settled who's going to be in that top 3? We've got a couple of laps to go, looks to be that way. So just waiting for the next man to go in the pole vault. He's just lining up, so we'll stay with this while they come through. 1.5 laps to go. And let's have a look, in fact, at previous times from the other heats, because results are starting to come through there. Yes, so Pippa Carcass 10:22, 10:38 for Downs and 10:56 for Stratton Thomas, as we see then Mark Mellor also unable to make it over 5:40 as 4:40 the Loughborough man.
17.2.
So Kirsty Walker hits the bell, 9:17.2.
Kirsty Walker, Mason Grice, Lauren Cooper.
So we're still waiting for the second heat results to come through for the women, so just waiting to see how that compares to Pippa Carcass's time of 10:22. And I can tell you that next to go in the pole vault will be Jack Harris of Brunel at 4:40 with his first attempt.
Jack Harris, next to vault. Brunel University.
So easing up, and all of these three will qualify. Walker of Loughborough, Grice of Birmingham and Cooper of Cardiff. 9:58 in the end. And look at that. Definitely much closer compared to one lap before. Imogen King of St Mary's, and she's certainly quicker than Pippa Carcass's 10:22. She's just outside 10 minutes, I reckon. And 7:45 was the Cardiff Met athlete Jasmine Cooper. Okay. So I can tell you that Brunel's Jack Harris has kept the bar up at 4:40 with his first attempt, it looks like. So we'll keep up to date with that. And that is actually the last field event of the day. Okay, so let's check in with the pole vault then. Bar at 4:40, and they're over to second attempts. So Karen Kapoor-Walton will be next to go. Zara Surgener of Northumbria finishes there.
The semi-finals of the men's 1500, the qualification for first three.
So Karen Kapoor-Walton is just putting some chalk on his hands. So while he's doing that, we'll see Hermione Jewell finishing here. So Karen Kapoor-Walton of Manchester is now on the runway and just lining up to take his vault. Second attempt at 4:40 in a moment's time. So here we go, let's see what he can do with his second go. The Lee Harrier Club athlete, same as Keely Hodgkinson, Olympic silver medalist over 800 metres last year. Karen Kapoor-Walton, lifetime best of 4:45. He managed 4:40 this year at the Loughborough Indoor Open this month. Karen Kapoor-Walton over the bar, nearly, but brings it down. Oh, goodness me, he had the height there. He'll have one more go to stay in the competition. So 4:40 is what he's achieved this month, so he'll know he can do it. So pole planted down, starts the bend, up to 12 o'clock position, feet in the air. And he just takes it off there with the top of his leg, I think it was. And he's gutted. So next will be Mark Mellor with his second attempt at 4:40. In the meantime, next on the track, it is the 1500 metre semi-finals. So we will keep you up to date with the pole vault as we look at these semi-finals. So some brilliant middle action that we have seen so far. This first semi-final features George Phillips of Hallam, Jack Wadsworth of Northumbria, Bath's Justin Davis. He had a fantastic heat. Luke Davidson, Will Aitken of Exeter, also a front runner. Excellent early on. Simon Coppard, been told on the chat it's his birthday today. Oliver Lill of St Mary's, Matthew Hoochell of Swansea, and Birmingham's Elliot Moran. So, interesting. Simon Coppard, England under-20 indoor 800-metre champion a couple of years ago. He was a semi-finalist 2 years ago, so he'd hope to improve on that. He's in 4th place. Oliver Lill in front of him. I think they were in the same heat earlier on, in fact. The St Mary's man in the blue and white stripes. He was the England under-20 indoor silver medalist 2 years ago. New lifetime best of 3:48.36. 65.3 for the opening 400 metres. So, coming through, 5 laps to go. William Aitken at the front. Davis of Bath in the blue and yellow in 2nd place. Lill on the inside, blue and white of St Mary's. Coppard in 4th. So it looks like Birmingham's Elliot Moran in 5th on the outside there in the red. And then the Swansea athlete Hoochell also in this lead group. And Justin Davis now takes the lead. English school silver medalist, new best of 3:47.26. And he is making a break here. So top 3 going through automatically. 3 more time qualifying spots beyond that. There are just 2 semi-finals, so real chance that we could see more than 3 qualify. Up to 6th place potential. Matthew Hoochell's there at the moment. 3 laps to go. Davis of Bath, Coppard of Loughborough, Lill of St Mary's, Moran of Birmingham. And just trying to work out who's in 4th place. I think it looks like Luke Davidson. He's just been pushed down by the Birmingham man, Moran. Davis still leading, but the quality of Coppard very closely matched on paper. Simon Coppard is 4 seconds faster on PBs, but this year Davis is in better form. He's 4 seconds faster. And look at these top 3 maybe are being decided now. 1.5 to go. Can Moran manage the gap in front? Davidson's trying to work with him, just out of shot. So these 3, Davis, Coppard, Lill. The noise goes up in the stadium. Adding to that is the sound effect of the bell. Davis, Coppard, Lill. So Moran trying to chase out a shot, but these 3 surely now are going to qualify automatically. Coppard looks round over his shoulder. He had to push on the last 50 metres in the heat, but doesn't have to here. 3:53.92 for Davis, the winning time. Coppard breaks out into a smile track side, and Lill goes through as well. So Moran quite possibly a couple of seconds sub 4 minutes there, and we'll see when the result comes through. And Northumbria man there finishing just now, Jack Wadsworth. Okay, so that was the first semi-final, and of course we have the pole vault final ongoing, and we will cross to there as soon as we can. So a couple of minutes gap in between next to the second semi-final of the 1500 metres. They're just resetting the bar in the pole vault at the moment, so we will await that. Athletes are out for the second semi. So it's pronounced Houchell, not Hoochell, says Emma. Thank you for that. It's a really important bit of information. It's appreciated. So Luke Nuttall says Coppard is in shape. And, well, yes, I think it's his birthday. At least that was a comment earlier. So, of course, very easy to turn up, you know, particularly to a restaurant and say it's my birthday, get a free cake and a sparkler. I remember being told that the Birmingham athlete Tom Dodd had a postage stamp collection, and that another athlete wanted to be a ballerina when he grew up. And then I started to realise, hey, maybe these aren't quite correct bits of information. So bar is at 450 and athlete 883 is looking to be next to go. So Oliver Herring, we saw in qualification before yesterday. I wonder if Oliver Herring is going to wait for the start of this race. In fact, we'll see. So continue to let us know who you're supporting. David Locke, who is the Loughborough teammate of Simon Coppard, is watching his race. So athletes involved in this event this weekend and still watching their teammates on the stream. Luke Duffy then of Loughborough, another African Violet man. Freddie Richardson of St Mary's. Owen Hibbert of Leeds. Remy Adebayo, defending champion for Bath. Daniel Brookling of Swansea. Joe Blacknell of Birmingham. James Hennigan of Cardiff. Wow. Jamie Harper of Coventry. And Oliver Barber-Raisy of Imperial College London. This is an extraordinary semi-final. What talent it is. And just looking along the lineup then, Freddie Richardson, lifetime best of 3:47.32. James Hennigan, Welsh indoor champion, 3:41 at best. Oliver Barber-Raisy, Welsh indoor silver medalist, looked good earlier, 3:50. He's run faster than ever before recently. Then Remy Adebayo, as mentioned, BUCS defending champion. He was a European under-20 finalist. And interesting to note, and it's not really a coincidence because of the age group of the athletes, but quite a few internationals who are the European under-20s in 2019 in Bostock in Sweden have been involved. Others have been watching on because it's the same age group. Christian Imroth has been. Remy Adebayo, Saskia Millard, who else? Serena Vincent, just to name a few. And yeah, that's because athletes are now kind of 2021 age and are at university and are studying. Are at the BUCS Athletics Indoor Championships, which you're watching live on the YouTube channel of the British Universities and Colleges Sports Association. 4 laps to go. Freddie Richardson in first place then. James Hennigan in second. Luke Duffy then in third place. And he is leading Joe Blacknell. Remy Adebayo in just about 5th place now. So 2:08.99 for 800. Making a real move there is Daniel Brookling into the lead. So Brookling of Swansea. It's a Welsh University 1-2 with James Hennigan of Cardiff behind. Remy Adebayo, who is a Welshman, is in third place. So at the moment, these are the top 3 going through, but Luke Duffy will have something to say about that, surely. Duffy in 4th place. And athlete closing up the gap there as well. Oliver Barber-Raisy. 5 trying to go into 3. Hennigan, Adebayo, Brookling, Duffy, Barber-Raisy. Barking mad. Luke Duffy, 1 lap to go. He's now in a top 3 spot. 3:23 at the bell. So Hennigan leading from the front. Adebayo, he can see that red vest in front. Luke Duffy, does he have enough to hold on? Did he go a little too early making the move? Has Barbaresi got anything left? Barbaresi grits his teeth trying to come through on Duffy. Might all be fast enough in the end. 3:51.79. Remember the time. So Hennigan, Adebayo, Duffy. Those were the top three that crossed the line. Barbaresi just run out. So that concludes the first semi-final of the men's 1500 metres, and I can tell you that the bar is at 450 in the pole vault, and they are about to go through still first attempts here. So there we go, right on cue. And this is the Brunel man. It's Jack Harris. Here comes Harris at 450, no. Was more Jack and the Beanstalk there. Tried to climb. He has two more attempts. 470, lifetime best, 455 this year. And that was at the Indoor Intervarsity at Lee Valley. He was fourth at the Southern Championships. This is his first year as an under-23 athlete, the Lewis Club athlete in Sussex. Southern under-20 bronze medalist last year. So, well, in fact, that was his first attempt because he didn't actually execute the vault initially. So while there was time on the clock, he was able to try again, but that's always tricky in that situation, and he now will have two more remaining. Okay, so this is the BUCS Athletics Indoor Championships in association with New Balance, who are selling kit all weekend, or all weekend from now. They're here today and tomorrow, and Teach First also have a stall that you can check out. Brilliant opportunity if you're a young athlete who is graduating soon as well. Excellent opportunity to get the first steps underway in your career.
And the next race is the Mascot race, and we have Birmingham, Hull, Cardiff, Stirling, Exeter and Leeds.
So Loughborough's Mark Mellor unable to make it over. That's his second attempt at 450.
Once I realized, okay, I don't want to be a biomedical scientist. I want a job that will challenge me and is different every day. And I was really thinking about it, and I was like, damn, my parents were right. I think I'm going to become a teacher. And honestly, it is the best decision I've ever made. And I'm not marking planning lessons or observing lessons. Most of the time you will find me down in the gym or the sports hall coaching the basketball academy. One of the things that has most excited me about coming to this specific school, they started the basketball academy. They had that in mind when they saw my CV, and they were really excited to work with me, and it's been a fantastic experience.
And here they come. And we now have the lineup for the most important race of the day. In 1 we have Birmingham. In 2 we have Hull. In 3 we have Cardiff. In 4 Stirling. In 5 Exeter. And in 6 we have Leeds. That's Yorkshire Leeds.
So we have the final of the Mascot race. And Baby Shark of Exeter has gone backwards, and this could be a nightmare. So Rory the Lion of Birmingham is leading. The Sterling Dog in behind, also Hull, Cardiff and Leeds involved. Rory the Lion being chased by the Sterling Dog. Will he have the final bark here? Rory the Lion roars home from Sterling Dog and the Hallam Dragon. 26.95 in a completely irrelevant time. Thankfully no collisions from the Shark, who went backwards.
Winning time 26.96.
So 26.96, the official confirmed time.
Well done, guys. Really, really well done. Now we're on the pole vault, we're behind that. 4 metre 60.
So we move up to 460 in the pole vaults. And next to go is 883. So that's Oliver Herring. Here he is. So this is the final action of the day, and this is where the medals will be decided. We've seen Mark Mellor involved as well. We've seen Jack Harris, Karen Capel-Walton. So this is the A final, by the way. Interesting that that's the way that it has been done. So unable to attempt this first one, 460. Well, I make this a big personal best that Oliver Herring has already achieved. Coming into this year, 423. One of 2 performances that he did last year. And then 430 he managed again in Loughborough this month. And he's going at 460 here, so really impressive.
26.96. The Dot from Sterling, 27.24. And Daffy the Duck from Cardiff Unit, 27.34. George de Griffey from Leeds, 28.76. Percy the Penguin from Hull, 29.84. And I'm sure he's got to be left-handed going the wrong way around.
So here comes Oliver Herring then.
69.
And he makes it over. So, if that's correct, big personal best by 30 centimetres compared to when he started the competition. Herring, who is a multi-eventer as well. Decathletes. So, having a fantastic competition is Oliver Herring.
He's taken Welsh indoor, senior and under 20 titles.
Andrew McFarlane, second attempt at 4 metres and 60. No. Decent amount of height, but not quite as much as the clearance across that he needed. Let's have another look here. So plants the pole down now. Patience, wait for it to bend. Up to 12 o'clock. And yeah, it was the leg that came down over the bar there.
So the pole competition very much centre stage as we wait for the first race in the men's 4x2, which is group 16-20, and we have 5 races, and qualification is simply on the basis of time. There will be 6 fastest teams who will go through tomorrow's 4x2 relay final.
So McFarlane just getting a bit of feedback there. For next going at 460.
Okay, looks like time for the first of the 5 races in the men's 4x2. And in lane 1 will be Liverpool. Lane 2, the Green of Nottingham. Lane 3, Swansea, blue and white. Lane 4, the University of Plymouth. Sheffield Hallam, lane 5. And Cardiff Met on the outside in lane 6.
Oh, so unlucky. There was Andrew McFarlane at 470 now. And that's his first attempt. And just bringing the bar down. So, Liverpool, Nottingham, Swansea, Plymouth, Hallam and Met. Cardiff Met, that is. And, well, the roar of the relays as they get underway. Teammates cheering all the way round. Nottingham going well on this opening leg, and Swansea trying to push through also.
So the break long time on the far side this time.
Cardiff Met. Safe change over there, but I'm sure that there was a slight bit of coming together there. So now onto this second leg, pull to the inside. Cardiff Met from Sheffield Hallam. Then Nottingham in third, Swansea in fourth. Better change over there for Swansea compared to Nottingham. Oh, and Plymouth have dropped the baton. They keep on going. Why not finish the race? Third leg then. And look at the lead there. Bit bigger this time from Cardiff Met. But Hallam closing towards the end. Home stadium for them. Cardiff Met now. Final leg. Sheffield Hallam right on his tail. Don't forget it's the top 6 that qualify in terms of time. Only across all of the races. Cardiff Met, Sheffield Hallam, Swansea way back. Look at this, neck and neck. This is what BUCS is all about. Coming down the home straight, Cardiff Met seal it. 1:30.1, and even though the time is all that matters really, obviously getting in front is key, and you'd like to think that the winners of all the races have a strong chance of making it through across 5 of the heats. Especially if they really go for it on that last lap like the Cardiff Met man did. Well, they've been very successful in recent years in the women's relay, particularly with the likes of Mika Moore and Charlotte Wingfield.
4 races.
Coming out on top there, as well you'd expect they might do. We're going to have Edge Hill, Northumbria, Stirling, Oxford, Loughborough and Sheffield in the next one. Okay, so the bar's still at 8.75 by the way in the pole vault. First attempts going. So we've got Andrew McFarlane, Jack Harris, Oliver Herring, Mark Mellor involved, the latter 2 for Loughborough. And sometimes it's tricky to tell who's still in the competition. If someone's passed it up to high heights. Oh, close. Was Harris there. So first attempt here's at 4.70.
you do not have access to the gym here at the Sheffield Arena unless you are A, a member, or B, pay.
So Jack Harris, this would equal his lifetime best. You can see there, again, got the height and just came down on the bar in the latter stages of that. You see he was gutted there. Yeah, this is his lifetime best equaling height. And it was set at the England Under-20 Indoor Championships 3 years ago. Okay. So Harris, 2 more attempts. And Oxford athlete here, Jake Watson. I haven't seen too much of Jake so far in this competition. It's always interesting because you never know whether someone's coming in a bit later on, especially. Jake, lifetime best of 5 meters and 6. And he does make it over. So that was 5 meters and 6 at Vault Manchester he managed last month.
5:06 at Vault Manchester towards the end of January.
So 5 meters and 6 compares really well to the rest of his competitors here. He's cleared 470 and more to come from him, I think. Telford Club athlete as well, Oxford University student. This is the 2nd year in a row in which he's gone over 5 meters. Welsh senior silver medalist last year. Or in fact, if he's an English athlete, then it would have been 2nd place at the Welsh Championships. So that was last August then. He's still an under-23 athlete. So if you're new to pole vault, 5 meters compares to around 5, 60, 70, 80, where the top senior Brits are. Oh, McFarlane. We've seen that a few times from various athletes. If it was outdoors, I sometimes think it could be the conditions, particularly if it's bad weather, but I'm not sure if there's any correlation. Could be something to do with the poles that are being used. So 880, that is Andrew McFarlane. That was his 2nd attempt, I think, as the bar was brought down and he did kind of encroach, if you like, into the area, into the mat, then that does count as an attempt. Unfortunately, we saw Harris a 4, he didn't, and therefore he had time on the clock to reset. So that's Mark Mellor then. 884. Making sure he has optimum grip. So he'll get ready to go in a moment. It'll be his 2nd attempt at 470. So this is where the medals will be decided, of course. Very exciting last few minutes in which I've been delivered a lunch, actually. It is very exciting, contains some cheese and onion crisps, an apple, a banana and a Capri Sun. But I'll wait until the end of the day for that. So it's been action since 10 o'clock this morning, and that'll be similar to tomorrow. And Mellor still has time to reset, it looks like. It's your girl Shen asking, where is this? We are in Sheffield. We're at the English Institute of Sport in Sheffield for the BUCS University's BUCS Indoor Athletics Championships. So it's the best students in Britain.
So in this second race, we have Edgehill in 1.
So I'm wondering whether that actually did count as an attempt there for Mellor, because Harris is now lining up on the runway, so looks like it did. So they're still warming up there, doing their practice starts in the relay, so let's wait and see. Jack Harris of Brunel now. Second attempt 470 for Harris, and his first was closer. So took it off with his feet there. So difficult, and so much to do inside a few seconds, and if you are quite new to pole vault, you'll be watching these attempts and learning things along the way. So there we go, building up speed there down the runway, and pace so often isn't given the respect that it should do in some of the field events, particularly, well, obviously the long jump and such. Javelin as well, building speed down the runway and building speed with utter confidence in your ability and what you're about to do in the next few seconds. In a pole vault, packs so much into those few seconds with sublime confidence that you can put it all off. Okay, so they've done their practice starts, and now by the start-finish line we've got 2 bright green vests, and they are Edge Hill. Where is Edge Hill, I hear you ask? Well, it's in Ormskirk, Lancashire, not too far from Merseyside. We just cut across Andrew McFarlane there. So similar for McFarlane, unable to execute the vault. Yeah, really hard to say whether there's anything in common between those. So results available on the Roster Athletics app. Some of the field events are coming through a little bit later, and so apologies for a slight delay there. But I've been really impressed with some of the results coming through rather quickly, I have to say, and the fact that the information is up to date pretty much, and certainly I'm using it to commentate off and have been really pleased, and it's a kind of innovation that I think we need, and that several people have been working on, those who understand technological side of the sport, and it's a really important side of the sport to embrace. So well done to Roster for what they're doing. Interesting, so there's a bit of delay to this race. Mark Mellor is out at 470, by the way, not to be at the third attempt. There was just a couple of remonstrations with the officials. Unclear what's going on there.
Split time from the relays can be collected in uppercase in bold and writing tomorrow.
So back to third attempt, Jack Harris of Brunel. So Harris is just changing pole at the moment, so making sure he has the right one for this third attempt. Maybe a bit of a change, as well as length of pole. You can, well, effectively, in simple terms, change the bendiness of it, how fast the pole bends. And some athletes like poles that bend really fast, and you have to be kind of really agile and alert to that kind of change, if you like, as you execute the vault. Okay, well, Harris has put his pole down for now. I think he's going to wait for the start of this relay, so that's where we'll go first. So underway then, Edgehill, Northumbria, Stirling, Oxford, Loughborough and Sheffield. All about the time, top 6 across all of the heats. That's the way it always is at BUCS. Loughborough, they have war paint on their faces. On to that second leg then. Stirling man just stumbles as he comes through, but actually is handed off really well. They'll cut to the inside. Loughborough and Stirling and Sheffield. Sheffield, their relay teams always seem to be really well coached and often pick up medals. And we know that Loughborough always contend. So Stirling really pushing Loughborough here. Sheffield in third. Then Oxford, Northumbria and Edgehill. And here we go then, gap opening up. Sheffield now pushing on Stirling. Really want to try and get in the top 2 in order to qualify. All about time. Oh, Loughborough, incoming runner comes in hot. Oh my goodness me, Stirling and Sheffield are out, and Sheffield, I think the baton stayed in his hands. Stirling runner is down, but the focus here, Loughborough coming through. Loughborough are through. 1:28.76. Northumbria, Oxford, Edgehill and Sheffield. Oh, well, the medical staff will attend the runner who is down hurt there.
.28.76 for the time.
Let's have another look here. So it's Stirling and Sheffield back in the penultimate leg, and they're neck and neck. Here comes Sheffield. So Sheffield incoming runner. Oh gosh, it was the Northumbria man who was just there on the track and barged into. Okay, we need another look at this then. So Stirling and Sheffield once again. So watch out for the Northumbria in the white vest, the runner that's going out. He's waiting for his runner to come in. Sheffield has already got going. He steps in and doesn't realise the Sheffield man is there. And there's just no space. And he glides into the Stirling runner then. What's amazing is that the Sheffield man still has his baton in hand. And then Northumbria come through. So the officials will deal with this. Just look, they're all trying to get out of the way of each other still. Sheffield, but what I love is when finished the race, Sheffield made sure they finished the race. Really unfortunate for Stirling. Really unfortunate. Okay, let's go back out to pole vault now. And it's Jack Harris at 490. No, too much excitement. It's Jake Watson of Oxford, sorry, the other navy vest on the far side there. So Jake Watson, 5:06 at best. This is his first attempt. Oh, close once again. Right, latter stages of the vault there. Yeah, first attempt at 490 now. Okay, so it'll be really interesting to see whether the athletes that we've seen are the athletes still in play, or anyone has passed and gone up to higher heights. So I did ask whether there were any athletes who had passed at this height or passed at previous heights and it would go up to higher ones, and the answer is yes. George Heppenstall. So he has a lifetime best of 5:15. He's managed 496 this year. And 496 at Vault Manchester, where he was third at Sports City. He was at fifth at the British Championships outdoors last year, where Harry Coppell cleared 570. Jack Phipps was sixth at those championships. He was fourth at the British Championships indoors and outdoors in 2020. Okay, so this is the BUCS Athletics Indoor Championships. This is day 2 of 3. The swimming is also available all 3 days, and tomorrow, of course, it's going to be loads and loads of medals. And will it be brilliance from Birmingham, Bath, Brunel? Will Loughborough be lighting up the track? Who knows? And Ian Anholm, who's overseeing things from an official point of view, was saying that he'd overseen through 1,200 entries. So we still have more relays to come. There was a bit of a pause there because there was an almighty bit of chaos where the Sheffield runner had no space to go and fell into the Stirling runner. And you had 2 athletes on the ground in a similar way to what we saw in 2014 in the final, where Jono Hornblow of Cardiff Met was on all fours. And I think it was Christian Morton of UEL down. And look at this though, clearance, second attempt. Fantastic stuff for the Oxford athlete Jake Watson. So that could be a really key jump in this competition as the bar goes up to 5 metres next. So Jake Watson, this is 16 centimetres below his lifetime best. So nice clearance there. Okay. So this next heat will feature Brunel as well as St Mary's, Oxford Brooks, Liverpool John Moores. UEL will go on the outside and Glasgow will be between them.
In 5, Glasgow, and in 6, the light blue of Cambridge.
Heppenstall makes it over 5 metres. So terrific stuff, and well, thought as though the Oxford athlete Watson, maybe that was going to be the key jump, but this vault from Heppenstall is another one. So over to you, bit of cat and mouse. 5 metres, first attempt. We haven't seen too many first time clearances for a while. So, Brunel, St Mary's, Oxford Brooks, Liverpool John Moores, Glasgow and Cambridge. Not UEL, as I said before, because from this angle the vest looks very similar. Same as the Liverpool John Moores also. So Brunel down the years have always had a brilliant team. The likes of Marvin Papula, who won a BUCS outdoor sprint double, Khalil Bruni, plenty of great names. And well, St Mary's, normally we associate them as a great middle distance team. Oxford Brooks, Liverpool John Moores, Glasgow, Ethan Potty will kick off for them. Christian Aitken has been a great representative for them down the years. And Cambridge on the outside. So a reminder that this is heat 3 out of 5, and it's all about time. 6 fastest teams. Glasgow through Ethan Potty going out really well, and well, he's had a decent individual showing as well, coming in hot for the handover. Good change from Brunel, and it'll be interesting to see where they feature. Coming into the inside now, Brunel in fact do lead. Shows you how the stagger can be so deceptive. Cambridge now coming in front though. It's good showing for them. Sometimes you get a really well drilled quartet, along with individual talent of course. Cambridge, Glasgow, Brunel, another battle between 3. Oh, look at that. Brunel on the inside, Glasgow on the outside, Cambridge now in third. The space was found there. Brunel huffing and puffing, handing over now. And away. Brunel from Glasgow from Cambridge in that order all of a sudden. Decent gap for Brunel. That second spot once again is going to be key, surely. Being in third place means you only have an outside chance of going through. 1:30.28, and Cambridge, I think, just might have got second coming through on Glasgow. So that should be good for Brunel as Oxford Brooks come through. Brunel boys are very happy with that. Yeah, Cambridge absolutely got second place, so that gives them, I think, a much bigger chance of going through if there are only 6 teams that do progress across 5 heats. You really do want to be in the top 2. Jake Watson in the pole vault. Second attempt at 5 metres. Here he goes. Plants the pole. Up and over. Brilliant stuff. Cheers from the crowd. Nice one from the Oxford athletes. And I wonder whether he fancies his chances against Heppenstall. Really good battle. These are the 2 remaining competitors. So Watson, who I believe is coached by Peter Hill, Telford Athletic Club and Oxford University. Now, this might be a personal best height that he next attempts. We'll see what the bar goes up to. Great stuff. And the bar will go up to 5.10, so it will be a lifetime best that he'll be attempting next. So Heppenstall has already managed a season's best, and his PB is 5.15 from last year. So Heppenstall, this new height of 5 metres and 10. Well, he's the one with that decent momentum. Came back into the competition at 4.90, I seem to remember. Cleared and then cleared 5 metres. Maybe Watson can do it. So George Heppenstall, coached by the excellent Trevor Fox. So he'll have spent plenty of time inside this stadium in Sheffield. Sheffield and Durn athlete, Sheffield Hallam University. Trevor Fox, who coaches young athletes to pole vault success, and has coached the likes of Adam Haig. Here we go. Oh, unlucky for Heppenstall. So has time to reassess and go again.
Race 4. We're now seeing that we're good to go after an eventful third race. East Anglia in 1, Durham in 2, Leeds Beckett in 3, University of Leicester in 4, Birmingham in 5, King's College London in 6.
So first attempt at 5 metres 10, it would be a lifetime best. Not on this occasion for Jake Watson of Oxford. He's guaranteed a silver medal. As we go back to the track for the fourth heat of the men's 4x200 metre relay. East Anglia in 1, Durham in 2, Leeds Beckett in 3, Leicester 4, Birmingham 5 and King's College London in 6. So 24 athletes involved then. And Birmingham get a great start from lane 5. They won in 2019, I seem to remember. Terrific performance in the men's 4x4. Bit of a different generation potentially involved here. Silver medalist in 2014. I was just mentioning before we cut back to the pole vault before, there were 2 fallers in 2014. And it was the team involving Jamie Vickery and Seb Tully-Middleton that tiptoed their way around the fallers on the ground to get that silver medal. So Birmingham from Leeds Beckett, from King's College London, from UEA. This one, bigger gaps we've got. Oh, Leeds Beckett just cut across East Anglia there. They have to be careful, the outgoing runners. Really, it is difficult because it is a tight track and there isn't much space, but really, got to watch out. Birmingham just about get the baton. And what a battle between Kings and Leeds Beckett then just behind. So look at this lead for Birmingham. This one definitely has had bigger gaps. So Birmingham will cross the line first. King's College second, Leeds Beckett third, UEA fourth and Durham fifth. Oh, goodness me, a bad fall there for Leeds Beckett. Oh. I tell you what, my heart was in my mouth watching that as the runners came in. Just managed to evade any oncoming traffic. So that was a really good performance from Birmingham. Samuel Davies says go BUCS, and that's Birmingham University Athletics Club. And Becky Miranda says well done Birmingham. Darcy Kuipers from before was saying how Brunel was smashing the relay like always. Okay, really important now that we check in and see how the pole vault's doing. Last we looked, the bar was at 5:10. We're now on to second attempts, and that is because the Oxford man Jake Watson and George Hepinstall of Sheffield Hallam both have failed with their first go at 5:10. So let's try some second attempts. Watson to go first. Speed down the runway, pole down, he's up and he's over. So 5:10 now cleared. It's a new lifetime best for the Oxford University student and Telford Athletic Club man as well. 5:06 last month, 5:10 now in February. So he's improved by 7 centimetres across this year compared to 2021, where he cleared 5 for the first time. The Welsh Senior Championships last August. Heppenstall, 5 metres, and well, the board is showing 5 metres and 20, and third attempt, which is impossible. So one of those bits of information is out of date. So
right, so coping with the relays and the pole vaults. That was a third attempt at 5:20,
So, in fact, it was correct. So, he passed after 2 failures. So, wanted that one attempt at 5:20, elected to pass. Sometimes a risky strategy, sometimes it pays off. And was unable to clear. Of course, you get 3 attempts across all, and if you do pass after 2 failed attempts, you get just the one at 5:20. And thank you for the official for explaining that, because I saw third attempt at 5:20 and I thought, oh, well, is it actually 5:10 or is it actually first attempt at 5:20? But no, he'd passed, and there we go, that explains that. Sometimes you need a bit of extra explanation. So that means that Jake Watson, as a result of clearing 5:10, is our gold medalist. So now it's just a matter of how high he can go, because Heppenstall, 2 failed attempts at 5:10, went up to 5:20 to try and beat and better what Watson had done, and was unable to do it. It would have been a lifetime best for Heppenstall. It's going to be a bigger lifetime best for Jake Watson. So Watson can't go clearer than at the first attempt. I wonder whether he'll have his other 2 goes. Can relax knowing he's the gold medalist.
Birmingham's winning time comes out of 1:29.46 from that forfeit. So the fifth and final heat. And in this we have Leeds in lane 1, Dempsey 2, Newcastle in 3, Manchester in 4, and Cardiff in 5.
So here we go. Watson, second attempt, 5:20. Slightly closer. We'll have one more go. So let's move on to heat number 5. Leeds, Exeter, Newcastle, Manchester Met and Cardiff. Well, I feel as though this is quite a stacked relay heat, but it does only have 5 teams. No one was on the outside, which is interesting, rather than not using the inside. So Cardiff in the red, with a decent opening leg here. We'll wait until the stagger unwinds. Exeter also going well. Bit of a stumble there from Newcastle. Might have tripped into the lane outside nearly. Stayed on his feet. It's all about time, don't forget. So crucial. 6 fastest teams overall. So here come Cardiff. On to the next leg. Exeter now chasing, maybe closing that gap slightly. And Newcastle behind Leeds in 4th, and then Manchester Met. So one more leg to go. Earlier we saw Cardiff Met win in 1:30.1. Loughborough 1:28.7. And then we saw Glasgow 1:32.1. So still Cardiff and Leeds. And look at the Leeds runner coming through now. Extraordinary stuff on the final leg, and that could be crucial. Wow, 1:35.5. So certainly not the fastest time out of what we've seen. And it might actually be that no one from this heat qualifies in the end. So this was an extraordinary gap, but the Leeds man made it up. Well, so often we've seen that at BUCS, particularly with Bath in recent years, with Cameron Chalmers, now a senior international for Great Britain. So we've got one more attempt left in the pole vault for Watson. Here we go, can't make it over unfortunately, so 5.10 the winning height. So that should conclude the 5 heats then. And just trying to wrap things up then, so Loughborough looked to have been the fastest, 1:28.7. And Birmingham 1:29.4. I'm just trying to tidy up some of the other results. But it looks to me like Loughborough and Birmingham will be through. They were both winners of their heats. Cardiff Met 1:30.1, looked like the third fastest team overall. And Sheffield Hallam, that was a great battle with them, and it looks like both of them will qualify, potentially along with Swansea 2, who, even though Swansea finished third in the first heat, they were faster than some of the other heat winners. And potentially it's going to be Glasgow on 1:32.1. Loughborough, Birmingham, Cardiff, Sheffield, Hallam, Swansea and Glasgow. But we have to wait always in relays for the full results to be cleared.
So next on track, the performance of the women's 4x2, but I think before that, we can do the medal ceremony for the men's pole vault. The medal's been given to us. I have the result. The medal's been ready, and once again, medal's being presented. The medal ceremony for the men's pole vault. The medal's being presented by CEO BUCS Dempsey. The bronze medals, representing Loughborough, Mark Mellor. The silver medals, representing Sheffield Hallam, George Teppenstall. And the 2022 BUCS Men's Global Champion, the gold medalist, representing Oxford University, Jake Watson.
So the medalists then in the men's pole vault, with Jake Watson on the top step of the podium, 5 meters 10, new lifetime best. George Heppenstall went toe to toe with him. It was a really good battle in the end. So Mark Mellor then taking the bronze for Loughborough.
Just a reminder of green aspects. We can obtain those tomorrow morning. From registration from about 10 o'clock. Tomorrow morning. For green aspects.
Once I realized, okay, I don't want to be a biomedical scientist. I want a job that will challenge me and is different every day. And I was really thinking about it and I was like, damn, my parents were right. I think I'm going to become a teacher. And honestly, it is the best decision I've ever made.
When I'm not marking, planning lessons or observing lessons, most of the time you will find me down in the gym or the sports hall coaching the basketball academy. One of the things that has most excited me about coming to this specific school, they started the basketball academy. They had that in mind when they saw my CV and they were really excited to work with me, and it's been a fantastic experience.
Well, the winners of that 14.5 wins, they won 35.53, two disqualification over DNF. So the first race is 4-2. Edgehill, and 1, Swansea 2, Durham 3, Cardiff 4, Stirling 5.
You're watching live coverage. It's the second day of action. of these BUCS Indoor Athletics Championships, and we are heading towards the conclusion of that second day. And that makes things particularly exciting because we're getting closer and closer by the minute to finals day, and literally from 20 to 3 tomorrow afternoon until, well, just over 24 hours from now, we should be handing out medal after medal after medal, track and field. Now that brings me on to the fact that this is the final action of the day, so far as we now have the heats of the women's 4x2. And those men's heats, they were very exciting, weren't they? I am so sorry for the Stirling athlete who ended up falling there, because it wasn't nice. And hopefully he'll be all right. He was attended to quickly by the medical staff, as they are always on hand here quickly. One of the advantages of having a more compact stadium. Edge Hill, Swansea, Durham, Cardiff Met and Stirling. So it's the bright green universities, all three of them in this. It's the exact same qualifying conditions. It's the top 6 athletes by time who will go through. And this will be interesting. Cardiff Met, of course, they've won their heat for the men. They were 3rd fastest overall, and generally so strong. I mentioned Mika Moore, Charlotte Wingfield, Amy Odenaya as well. Cardiff Met just bumped into each other, those two athletes, but everything's all fine. Go back even further with Megan Rogers and Rhiannon Linnington-Payne for Cardiff Met. So they have a big gap now and should, although you can't guarantee it, end up going through to that final. Doing enough at the moment. Stirling in 2nd, and then behind them is Edge Hill, and then Durham in 4th. Just looking around, we appear to have lost Swansea at some point. So Cardiff Met, final leg. Racing away and very much clear. Stirling and Edge Hill. Big gaps once again. So the battle is for pride, really. In 3rd and 4th place, with an outside chance of making it through to that final, but to get a team together and to have the opportunity to put out a relay team, we seem to see more and more heats every year, which is good. 1:41.65, I'm going to take note of that time and put Cardiff Met's name to it next to it.
First hit across the line, 1:41.67 for Cardiff. Started the time at 141.7, serving 141.5, edge to 142.87, Durham 142.46.
So 4 heats in total then for the women. And just a couple minutes break until the next one gets underway.
Teams for the second of the 4 races. Women's 4x2, should be on track. In his second heat of the 4, Manchester Metropolitan in 1, St Mary's in 2, Liverpool John Laws in 3, Birmingham in 4, Glasgow in 5. Glasgow ready to go. With start of the 7 metre fall.
So heat number 2, Manchester Met, St Mary's, Liverpool, John Moores, Birmingham and Glasgow. So 141.65 of Cardiff Met, the kind of benchmark at the moment. Top 6 teams going through based on time. Birmingham making up good strides there. Had some good results over the years in the relays, as we were saying, with the likes of Leah Barrow, Mari Smith, Ruth Onyekwi, Bethan Wakefield. Liverpool and John Moores chasing at the moment as they come to the inside. And maybe this one will be close. Believe that Birmingham may well bring in Izzy Boffey if they make the final. Boffey, who ran the 400 metres 2 years ago. So Liverpool, John Moores doing really well here. Right in the back of Birmingham, Manchester Met third, then Glasgow, then St Mary's. So 141.6 was that Cardiff time. We'll try and compare it. We may well see 2-3 from this one. Now, penultimate leg for Birmingham. Finally, sorry. So Birmingham from Liverpool, John Moores, and Manchester Met, Glasgow, and St Mary's. So Birmingham have eked out that gap throughout, 1:43.1, so a couple of seconds slower than Cardiff Met. And Liverpool, John Moores, Manchester actually overhauling Glasgow on that final leg.
in this third of the 4 heats. Newcastle BUCS in lane 2. So East Anglia in 1, Loughborough will go in 3, Oxford Brooks in 4, and Leeds in 5. So the penultimate event of day 2 the 2022 BUCS Indoor Track and Field Championships on the BUCS Nationals. Hope that most of you, if not all of you, will be back tomorrow for day 3, which is basically finals. We start with the field at 10 o'clock, and the track doesn't start till 10:50. So all our track officials will have a little line tomorrow. I hope you'll join me down here for a 10 o'clock start.
Okay, so next heat of the women's 4x2. University of East Anglia, Newcastle, Loughborough, Oxford, Brooks and Leeds. So athletes called to their marks, and looks like Newcastle are DNS, so just the 4 teams in this, won't matter too much. UEA, Loughborough, Oxford, Brooks and Leeds. So here we go, tough for the UEA runner with such a big gap, especially as Loughborough go off storming. And they always have so much talent to call upon, no matter what relay it is. I wonder whether we'll see Georgina Adam involved. Nessa Mie is looking to be on this second leg, I think. The Irish international 400 metre hurdler. Brooks and Leeds just moving up a position now, and we saw a fantastic run by Leeds to win earlier. In the end the time isn't fast enough, but Leeds pushing on here now into second place. Final change for Loughborough. And unbelievably, the lead is just getting bigger and bigger all the end of that leg. And that means UEA right back on the tail again. Oxford Brooks in 4th place. So what a performance this is, 1:42.2, so slots in between the times of Cardiff Met and Birmingham.
I think that was the second fastest time.
And we've had a cone knocked over there on the inside, which is interesting. Leeds and UEA in behind. So Oxford Brooks finishing 4th. Very interesting, because you feel as though the winners of all of the events will have qualified, and then it'd be interesting to see out of the second places who will make it. Just one more race to come, I believe, yeah. So as always with relays, we wait for the result to come through, because we're waiting to see if there are any disqualifications to wrap up. And we did see a Sheffield Hallam runner potentially go out of lane. They're just actually looking at the footage.
So that winning time for Sheffield, 1:42.27. And reference back to the men's 4x2, race 1. The result of that race is being amended. As originally published, it is incorrect.
So we have a potential change of result that could affect the teams that have qualified for the men's 4x200 metre final. So that is obviously being resolved.
And shortly the team is out for the fourth and final race.
So Sheffield Hallam, it's looking as though they're going to be disqualified for a lane infringement. Loughborough, Birmingham, Cardiff, the fastest 3 teams. Then it was Sheffield Hallam. So at the moment, it looks like that's being scratched off. Swansea and Glasgow were the other teams qualifying, and we'll wait and see. It might well have been Leeds Beckett with a 1:33 time that go through across all of those 5 heats. Leeds Beckett finished behind Birmingham and ahead of East Anglia on 1:34.9 behind them. So, here we go. Confirmed result then. Loughborough 1:28.7, Birmingham 1:29.4, Cardiff 1:30.1, Swansea 1:31.1, Glasgow 1:32.1, and then, actually fractionally faster than Leeds Beckett were Nottingham. So Nottingham 1:33.87, which means, yeah, 3 teams still do go through from that first race. Sheffield Hallam disqualified. Oh, it's actually, yes, passing the baton outside the takeover zone rather than a lane infringement. That's what's showing on the Roster Athletics app anyway. So that's what the officials have put there. So waiting for this last heat. Cardiff met 1:41.67. Birmingham 1:43.11. And interestingly, Loughborough sandwiched between them, 1:42.27. Now, beyond those 3, there's definitely opportunity. So, one more heat to go. It contains King's College, Cardiff, Exeter, Sheffield, Nottingham and York. And there is quite a sizable gap to sandwich and get into, because both Stirling and LJMU ran 1:48. 1:48.50 for Stirling, that was in the first heat behind Cardiff Met. And then Liverpool John Moores fractionally faster, 1:48.08. So here we go, final set of athletes coming out now.
And all 6 teams are out on the track.
Well, there's a very minor chance that no one would be faster than we've seen so far, and that would mean that Edge Hill with 1:50.87 would qualify. So a reminder, at the moment, the top 6 fastest heading in to this final heat are Cardiff Met, Loughborough, Birmingham, Stirling, LGMU and Edge Hill.
In 3, Exeter.
So I think there's a real chance for 3 teams to qualify here, but we'll wait and see. King's College London, Cardiff, Exeter, and then Sheffield should be there on the start list, and Nottingham and York.
Sheffield, try harder please next time. In lane 5, Nottingham. And lane 6, York. It's a very, very refined place as York. You'd expect that sort of smattering of applause.
So here we go with this heat then. King's College London on the inside there. Cardiff, Exeter, Sheffield, Nottingham and York. Making really good progress are Cardiff on this first leg of 4. Sheffield also going well from lane 4. A shout. Sheffield incoming runner. Oh no, didn't manage to change over. Oh no, an athlete down on the ground. That's a shame. Cardiff then take up the lead, continue in the lead indeed. And York trying to pull through, it looks like. So, change over Cardiff now. Going well. Sheffield actually still in second place. Exeter, then York, then Nottingham and King's College. Well, I feel that will be a DQ there. King's College runner looked injured as she came in there. She's all right. Cardiff and Sheffield, well, they keep going. We'll get to the end of this race. Oh, and a faller as she came in there. A bit chaotic here, isn't it? So, Sheffield, Cardiff, York, Exeter, Nottingham, King's College. Oh, the drama is everywhere at the moment. So, let's have a look at the time as Sheffield come through. Cardiff losing ground. 1:49.8. Cardiff, York, Nottingham, King's College and Exeter. Well, I did not expect that. The Sheffield runner there, she was just shouting as she then went to hand over, and I think the Sheffield runner had gone off a little fast and they couldn't get the baton quite in time. And let's have a look. So here we go. We've got York closest to the camera. Watch out for Sheffield in yellow and black. And it so often happens in the relay running that the incoming runner just tiring a little. They're trying to get the baton over and the gap is too big. I think she realised going outside that changeover zone. Somehow they picked up the baton and actually won there, but that would typically be a DQ for the dropped baton. Now what becomes really interesting then is that the Sheffield time was 1 minute 49, and so Cardiff were a couple of seconds back from that, so it could mean that no one qualifies from that heat, and therefore Edge Hill are safe in that 6th fastest spot coming into that last heat, with Liverpool John Moore, Stirling, Birmingham, Loughborough and Cardiff Met. So that concludes today's action. We will be back tomorrow. Triple jump starts at 10 o'clock sharp, and then women's 200 metres is the first event on track. Afterwards, all finals